Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm here to talk about books. So in today's video, we are doing my first ever reading vlog, and I am so excited because this is the type of content that I wanted to make a booktube channel for. So I'm really excited to be getting this to you guys. I thought that doing a horror novella reading vlog would probably be best just because it's like shorter books and stuff like that. We did go to the library in the beginning and I did find one book for this vlog, which was Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. And then we also read Nothing But the Rain by Naomi Salmon and Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy. And then last minute, I did decide to squeeze in this one, which I do not have a dust jacket for, but it is Diavola by Jennifer Thorne. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump back in time to when we go to the library together.
Coffee.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, so today we are going to the library. I have some books to return, and then I wanted to see if there was anything that I would be interested in reading for a reading vlog. We stopped at Dunkin', got a pistachio vanilla macchiato. Dunkin' is my go-to for coffee, like if I'm getting coffee. That is the plan for today, so we will head on over to the library. It's so hot. Summer is approaching and I am not ready for it, so I'm trying to make the best out of this like tolerable weather that we have right now. It's only 78 degrees, but sitting here in my car I am kind of sweating a little bit. But yeah, I do have a friend coming over tonight. We're just gonna have some girl time, hang out. My husband is supposed to be grilling steaks, so yeah, she's coming over for dinner. But talk to you guys soon. Okay, so I figured I would just give an update now before I finish this book. I am 70% of the way through Nothing But the Rain by Naomi Salmon, and I'm liking it so far. It's written from like these journal entries, which is really interesting, and it flies by very fast. I don't see like a lot of chapters or anything. It's mostly like entry this and entry that, but yeah, so we're following this main character. Her name is Laverne, and she's like an older retired woman, and there is some kind of issue with the water and specifically the rain in the town that she's living in, where if you have exposure to water or rain, it kind of like wipes out your memories. So everyone in their town is like locked in their houses, and even the water that's coming out of the like taps and stuff is not safe for drinking, for touching. If you like inhale vapors from the water, you can lose your memory. And she starts off by saying that she was writing things on the walls because she didn't have anything to remember stuff. Like if she ends up losing her memories, she would just like read what she wrote on the walls to kind of try to gain it back. They completely cover themselves in like hazmat getup type things so that they can venture out and find like food or whatever, or like see their neighbors. But yeah, for the most part, you're kind of like stuck in Laverne's house with her, and I am liking it a lot. It's very quick to read. I did start this one a few days ago, but I was working, so I didn't really get that far into it. Like I didn't have a lot of time to read. So today I picked up pretty early on in the book. But yeah, I'm liking it so far, and I am 70% into it, which is only page 71, so it's about 100 pages. So I just finished Nothing But the Rain by Naomi Salmon. I did like the book, so I'm not too sure yet if my rating is solid, but I did rate it a 3.5 on Fable. That seems to be like my go-to rating, I guess, after my February wrap up. But yeah, that is where we're at now, and I guess I'll just see you in the next clip. Hey guys, it is the next morning. I woke up, I showered, I made my coffee. I realized that I don't think I gave you guys a haul of what I got at the library yesterday, so I'll go ahead and do that now. There was a few that I went to the library specifically for, and then there were a couple others that I just thought looked interesting, so I grabbed them. The one that I grabbed specifically to read in this vlog would be Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson, and this is the one that I think we will be getting into today. I don't know a lot about it. I try to go in blind to most books. Like I don't read the synopsis for a lot of books because I don't want to know the entire story before I read it. And I feel like a lot of synopsis end up doing that, so I avoid those. If I'm really interested or I've never heard of it before, I will skim the synopsis or read like half of it. For this one, I just know that it's recommended by a lot of people, so don't know what it's about. All I know is that it's sapphic and it's horror. Ooh, it's so pretty in here. I like that. Little florals, that's cute. And cupcakes, interesting. And then this one I grabbed because I needed a Z for my A to Z challenge, and I was struggling to find a Z. Like it's so hard, and then to find one that would actually sound interesting. But I found this 0 Days by Ruth Ware, and I have read some Ruth Ware in the past, so I don't know what this one's about either, but I'm gonna give it a try because I think it's the best shot I have at picking a Z for my A to Z challenge and not hating it. I saw this at the library last time, so I knew when I came this time that I wanted to get it, but Notes on an Execution by Dania Kukowska. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Then we have Foe by Ian Reid. I have read I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and I didn't like that one. But I know that this is another one that people really like, so I thought I would give him another shot. This one I've never heard of before, but it was on the little horror shelf that I showed you guys, bottom left. If you notice, there's nothing there. It was because I grabbed this one, Sealed by Naomi Booth. And I think it's a pregnancy horror. Yeah, it's labeled horror on the side, so I am going to read that one. The text really isn't too bad either, and it's only just over 200 pages, so we'll have to see about that. And look at this teeny tiny little paperback. It's so cute. It feels so weird to hold in my hands, but Last Breath by Karen Slaughter. I've read Pretty Girls and The Good Daughter. It was just so cute. I had to get it, and it's Karen Slaughter. Like, Ice Cream Man's back. Lastly, we have this guy, A Mouthful of Air. I have never heard of this one either, by Amy Koppelman. I picked this one because it has Amanda Seyfried on the cover, because I guess it's been made into a movie. Again, so short, so like, what am I sacrificing? Okay, but I am ready to read. I am ready to jump into Bloom. So let's see what this is all about. So stopping in for a quick update. I'm about halfway through Bloom. So far there hasn't been a ton of horror. It's been mostly like really cutesy, romancy type things between these two characters. I am really liking it, but we're just doing a lot of like setting up the story, getting to know these two characters. We see them meet, kind of like build their relationship to what it is right now in the book. Our main character's name is Ro. Her full name is Rosemary, but she does go by Ro. And then she moves into this new town and decides that she wants to go check out this farmer's market that's near her, where she meets a woman named Ash. Ash is very like pretty. She's very pristine, as the book describes, and she sells a lot of like baked goods, handmade soaps, things of that nature. She lives on a farm, so she grows a lot of her ingredients. She has farm animals, like everything that she sells at this place is stuff that she's grown and made herself completely from scratch. Ro is completely enamored by Ash, and she finds herself coming back to this woman's booth at the farmer's market. She's eating, like, Ash makes these cupcakes that are apparently really good, and they're always like different flavors and stuff like that, trying new things. And Ash is obsessed with these cupcakes with this woman. So she keeps coming back and keeps like striking up conversation with her. She really wants to be friends with her. And they do end up becoming friends and kind of hanging out outside of the farmer's market. Ro starts to like develop feelings for Ash. She's never dated any women, like she's only ever dated men. So she doesn't really know how to navigate the situation, because she's like, what is this? I'm growing feelings for this woman, and I've never had this experience before. Like, is the feeling mutual? How do I talk to her? How do I interact with her? So yeah, it's been pretty cute so far. I know this is like a horror book, so I know that it's definitely going to take like a dark turn, but I'm very curious to find out what that dark turn is going to be. I like these characters a lot. I am liking the story for what it is so far. I'm very curious to see where this is going to go, like what this dark turn is going to end up being. I am going to be taking a little bit of a break from reading right now, just so I can get some things done around the house. I am going to probably be picking this one up later, so I will just update you guys when I have more thoughts. I finished Bloom, and I loved this. I almost wanted to give it 5 stars because the ending was so good. That's where the horror like came out. But for most of the book, I would say not until the last like 40-ish pages do you get to a lot of the horror. I was going into it expecting a horror, and I'm reading it and I'm like, there's a lot of romance going on. Like, is this a sapphic romance or is this a horror book? And you realize what's going on, then you're kind of looking back and you're like, oh, okay. All right, I see what you did there. One of the things that I enjoyed most was how the author used like all of the senses. It was like you were there in person, because not only are you getting visual, but you're also getting the smell and the taste and everything. And she would talk about like textures of food, all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, that was really good. I would say overall, because I did want to give it 5 stars with the ending being so good. There were things that were happening that I felt like the characters may have been a little bit naive to, and I'm not going to say which ones, but I was like, how is this not a red flag? Like, how are we not seeing the red flags going on here? Even though we don't really know what's going on until the end, I still feel like I wouldn't have let that pass by. I would have been a little bit more inquisitive on what just happened right there. So yeah, for those reasons, I can't give it a perfect 5 star, but 4.5 is my final rating. Today I had a doctor's appointment. So when I was at my doctor's appointment in the waiting room, I started on Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy. I didn't get very far into it, and we are now in my work week, so I am working today. A reason that I'm very interested in reading this book though is because one of my favorite movies from when I was younger is actually called Rest Stop, and it's a similar premise where a couple is on a road trip and they get stuck at a rest stop, and there's like a person that's pursuing, like trying to kill her. It's from I think 2006, and it has Jamie like Anderson or Alexander or something like that. But yeah, I really liked that movie, and that was one of my all-time favorites. I think I even... Okay, so I just went and checked, and I do have it on DVD. I have the first one and the second one. I don't know if I actually watched the second one, but the first one is right here. That guy. Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies. Maybe it will be a little bit nostalgic for me, but yeah, we'll see. The only things that I know about it, I read like there's some trigger warnings in the beginning for like snakes, spiders, and claustrophobia, so I am expecting it to be a little gross, a little creepy, which I'm looking forward to. But so far, I don't really like this main character. I think he's kind of annoying, and so like he's just been in his car driving this whole time. I think he's supposed to be going to visit like a family member that's in the hospital or something, and I imagine that he would be getting stuck at a rest stop along the way. Maybe if this character continues to be annoying like he is, and it's not just the introductory part of the story, that I'll be on the killer side with this one, or whatever it is, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, we will see, and I will give you guys updates when I have them. Hey guys, so I finished Rest Stop, and just as I was saying in my first update that I gave with this one, the main character, Abe, is annoying. I didn't like him at all, and he continued to be annoying throughout the rest of the story. Here's Shadow coming in to say hi again. He wants me to throw his ball. I think this character is extremely annoying and pretentious. He's one of those people that likes a certain type of music and makes it their entire personality. So I found him to be so annoying. If I knew this person in real life, he's the type of person that I would like see, not make eye contact with, and just try to walk right past. That is how much I disliked him. And I did not root for anybody. I didn't even like the antagonist in this book either. I thought that he was also pretty annoying. So yeah, kind of a letdown. I was rooting for nobody. I really did think that this could have some potential to it because it sounds isolated, it sounds creepy, but I don't like how it was executed, which is kind of a disappointment because, as I was saying, I was going into this kind of with a little bit of an expectation, and maybe that's where I let myself down, but I wanted it to be like campy and cheesy and to be nostalgic of one of my favorite movies that was from the 2000s. So I didn't think that my expectations were too high, but this one still did not meet, like it didn't hit for me. So like all of the people that I've seen talk about this book and how it was so creepy, and there's like a thing in here with googly eyes, and they were like, oh, I'm never going to be able to look at googly eyes the same. Why? Like, I don't get it. Maybe it went over my head, but I didn't think it was scary. I didn't think that this was creepy at all, aside from like if you're scared of like bugs and snakes and stuff. But I personally love snakes, so that didn't bother me. I don't really like spiders, and I don't want them on me, so that part's kind of creepy. But yeah, I just didn't think that it was all that scary. And especially with the googly eyes thing, like, come on. I'm very glad that this one was a novella, because if it wasn't so short, I probably would have DNF'd it with how much like I didn't like anybody. Nothing about it was like creeping me out. The setting was kind of interesting with it being like isolated. I tend to like that kind of stuff. And it's something I've never seen before in a book, that they're like not only trapped and isolated, but it's like in a random convenience store bathroom in the middle of nowhere. Shadow, what do you think of the book? Oh my God. Shadow, what did you think? There you go. I'm not sure if Nat Cassidy has an entire backlist, but I do know of one more book called Nestlings that I haven't read yet. I still am going to be reading that one because I know that's a lot of people's favorites, and that one is completely different than the other two. So I definitely will be giving that one a try. So yeah, I thought I was going to end this one here, but I actually am going to try to fit in one more book because I still have not read for the Buzzword cover challenge for March, which is something with a book on the cover. The book that I had picked out for that prompt was Book Lovers by Emily Henry, but I'm not in the mood for a romance. And I have one here, which does not have a dust jacket on it because it was given to me by a friend and she did not leave the dust jacket on. But I did not realize that this one does have a book on the cover, and it is Diavola by Jennifer Thorne. Can you read that? I'll put a thing here. Yeah, there is a book on the cover. So this one does count for that challenge. March is almost over, so I'm going to squeeze this one in as well. I'm going to update you when I get some of Diavola read. However you say this title, I don't really know. Hey guys, so last night I started Diavola and I got to page 84. So not a ton of stuff has been happening. It seems like it might be kind of paranormal a little bit. Our main character's name is Anna and she is on a vacation to, I think it's Italy. Yeah, so they went to Florence and she's on a vacation with her family. It's like her sister, her sister's husband, their 2 kids, and then her mom, dad, and then she's a twin brother and he has a boyfriend. So it's all of them and they're all staying in this kind of like creepy place, sort of like an Airbnb. They keep referring to it as like a villa, but it seems castle-esque. And then there's this like creepy tower that's locked up that they're not supposed to enter, even though they got a key for it. They're being told not to enter that one. It's like to keep it locked. So yeah, and then she's just seeing some creepy stuff happening here and there, like things moving when they're not supposed to be, thinking that she sees like somebody in the window and nobody's supposed to be there. Classic like paranormal horror stuff. But yeah, I like the vibe so far. I ended up staying up way too late to read, but that's okay. What's new? Today is one of my in-office days with work, so I will have to be leaving my house in a few hours. Showered, got mostly dressed, my lunch is made, everything's ready to go. So I think I'm just gonna sit out here and read with the dogs for a little bit. And then I'm not drinking coffee yet this morning, just some good old-fashioned water, because I do want to stop at Dunkin' since I am leaving. Like, I don't have to leave my house daily, so every time that I want to leave, I always want to get Dunkin'. This is my water bottle. Do you guys like it? Of course, I do have my Dunkin' sticker. We've got plants. We've got bookish stickers on here. Got some horror. This one looks like kiwi, so that's why I got it. But yeah. So cute. Crying over fictional characters, Toby and Team, 824, some of my favorite movies. My uncle got me this one in Vegas and it kind of smeared a little bit, but that's my water bottle as of right now. But yeah, let's get to reading. Hey vlog. So it's been a few days. I got super busy this week, but in between all of the things that I was doing, I did manage to finish Diavola by Jennifer Thorne, and this book is a huge disappointment to me. Like, I have seen people ranting and raving about this one, and so I kind of had like high hopes that it was going to be really good, but I did not like it. I think so there was just a ton of family drama in this book, and the family did not get along. Everybody's constant bickering and issues that they were having with each other really drowned out like the actual horror that's supposed to be happening in the background. And I also didn't find any of the horror to be actually scary. Like none of it was that impressive. I honestly wanted to like skim the rest of this book, but since I am making a vlog about it and I was reading it for a Buzzword challenge, I did finish it and read it to completion. But yeah, I did not like the main character. Her sister Nicole was a huge bitch. She was the one that I did not like the most out of everybody. I even thought I was going to enjoy Benny, like that he was going to be a redeemable character for the book, but he even made an ass out of himself. So I didn't like anybody. There were some scenes where like the atmosphere was kind of building to something, and I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. We're finally getting some paranormal creepiness going on here. And then it would just either fall flat, or like everything else that was going on between these family members and all this drama and just like bullshit, it just drowned everything else out. And I was like, okay. Yeah, did not enjoy it. I feel like this author watched the show Haunting of Hill House and tried to make her own book of it, even though I know that show is very loosely based off of A Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I've read that book too, and I actually like the show way better. This is not about The Haunting of Hill House, but yeah, so I feel like the author watched Haunting of Hill House, the TV show, and took inspiration from it and wanted to make something of her own, but she didn't do it well. But even the parts that actually were kind of creepy and good, like it was not redeemable for how unenjoyable the rest of the story was to me. So yeah, overall, I think I'm rating this one 2 stars, and that's a big bummer for me, but it is what it is. Needless to say, our star of the show was Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. Obviously gave this one 4.5 stars. So even though we did have a lot of flops in this reading vlog, I still am very excited that I got to have a new 4.5 added to my shelves. This cover is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's the best feeling ever when a book ends up being really good and it has a nice cover. Like, come on. Now, with that being said, that is a wrap on this reading vlog. If you guys enjoyed this content from me, please leave a comment down below letting me know so that I can continue making this type of content. If you like this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe and maybe even ring the bell so you can be notified when I upload. But until next time, guys, see you guys later. Bye.